Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this Byroras Honeycomb working table for a laser engraver. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link, it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So I do want to disclose that my laser engraver I'll be using this was provided by Byroras, but I purchased this myself. So this has a 17.5 by 17.5 working area, or 445 by 445 millimeters. And I said this is for a laser engraver, but this is probably more useful for cutting with a laser engraver. So let's get it open. So here we have a sheet. So this sheet here is aluminum. This will go under the honeycomb. Kind of run out of room here. Let's see what we have. And here we have the honeycomb. So I'll pull that out. I think that's everything here. So let me pull this out and get the box off my bench. Okay, so here we have the honeycomb. Let's see how it fits with the metal plate. So it looks to be the exact same size as the aluminum plate. It's got the tape measure, and we have exactly 17.5. And that's 17.5 here. This is just slightly over 17.5. Let me measure the other dimension again. So that may be slightly over. I don't know if anyone needs that exact precision of this being a specific width. I'm going to move my camera out of the way so I can get up here a little closer. Okay, so this isn't absolutely perfectly parallel. It's off by just a hair. I would say maybe a 32nd of an inch. Now, these brackets here stick out a little further with some rivets, which might be about 17 5/8. And the reason I mention this is I don't know that it's super precise if you're just setting this on a surface, but if you're creating like a tray to slide this into, you may need that width to fit this. So I would probably buy this first and make your tray to fit it, or at least have some slop in there. But like I said, it might be off a 32nd of an inch, and most people building a little tray would not have it that precise anyway. So the honeycomb itself, we have a magnet, and that is steel. It looks like this is steel. This seems like aluminum, but maybe it's the steel under it that it's attracted to. You could put some wood on here and put some neodymium magnets on it to help hold work down, so that's nice. And it's got a pretty strong pull on it. So again, the plate under here, aluminum, this steel. Let's see if this twists at all. Twist just a little bit. So this has a honeycomb pattern, and it has these reinforcing bars going through it. So the idea behind this is that when you're cutting with the laser cutter, say you have some 3mm plywood, when that laser punches through the 3mm plywood, if you just have another piece of wood under it, it will start to burn that wood under, and then it will scorch and darken the backside of what you're cutting. With this, it will punch through and it won't do that. So I wanted to show this on my bench, but let me get this set up with my laser engraver. I'll also be demonstrating this with air assist. The combination of the honeycomb and the air assist should make cutting with the laser engraver go a lot smoother and look a lot cleaner. And actually, before I set it up, I am going to take this protective coating off of here. That's what this blue is. And I think I'm just going to take it off one side. I'm going to try and leave it on the other. Now, if it were to get hot and melt on there, that wouldn't be great, but I should be able to take it off here. I want to be careful not to bend this, so I'm holding down as I peel it off. Okay, so I'm out here at my laser engraver. I have my Byroras work surface. So I'm going to do a test cutting out a 1 centimeter disc, and I'm using the settings that came in the manual for the Byroras. And I've copied this to this larger sheet and laminated it. So I'm using 3mm plywood, 90% power. Now for cutting speed, it says 350. I'll be using 150, and I'll be using M3 for laser options. So I'm going to cut one first without the air assist, but I will use the bed. We'll see if that cuts through, and then we'll turn on the air assist and try it again. Ultimately, what we'd want to do is do a number of cuts and find out the fastest speed we can cut at. Okay, that completed. So we almost cut through there. Not quite. Let's try it with air assist. So I currently have the air pump turned to the highest setting. That made a huge difference. You look at the backside, no scorching. I guess you couldn't see scorching on this. These are some I did previously where it cut through. And here's a better example. So I was cutting from this side, and you can see the scorching on the back side. So this time I'll try speeding it up just a little bit. So that was 150 to 200. It seems to have cut through. It looks like we have a little bit of a tab that was holding it in, but that cut. I'll try another one. Okay, I realize that was out of focus, but this is the part we all want to see. So here this almost cut through, and this was at 250 millimeters per minute. Let's try 225. So there's 225. I do have to press it out just the tiniest bit. So I might want to go to 200. Now these speeds and everything can be very dependent on the material cutting and many other factors. But the one thing I wanted to test was if the air assist helps, and it helps tremendously. If you're doing any cutting with this engraver or an engraver like it, check out the air assist. As far as the Byroras bed, again, we're getting a huge improvement on the back side. It's just as crisp as it is on the front side. So that's the Byroras Honeycomb work surface. Now this was a pretty small piece I worked on here, but if you have a larger piece, you could put some strong, thin neodymium magnets around the perimeter to help hold the workpiece down. If you're doing any kind of cutting, this makes it so much better. It's so much cleaner. And of course, with all of laser engraving and cutting, you want to do some tests to find out what your best parameters are. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.